Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and ruled well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. I'm Ari Zabak out of the GMS Dallas camp. And I'm going to entitle this lesson here, Esau is near his peak. All right. Esau Edom today would be who you would call the so-called white man. All right. Because Yahweh, when he made the nations, he gave us biblical names, Israelites, Edomites, Ishmaelites, Moabites, Ammonites, Amalekites. You see? And today, you have this devil, which only means deceiver. Okay. He has, changed the names, all because of, his evil deeds. All right. So, he wants to hijack, the blessing of Jacob, which is his brother. Okay. So with Esau and Jacob's being brother, and Jacob was, was prophesied that he was going to get the blessing, Esau is doing whatever he can, to try to stay in rulership, all right. But, he really believes in his mind, okay, that his plan is gonna come through for him, all right, that he's gonna outsmart Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So let's go ahead and open this up with the book of Obadiah. All right, get a few precepts. Okay, and this is going into the humbling of Esau Edom. But before his humbling, he's gonna reach his peak of being proud. All right, and it reads, "The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord thy power, concerning Edom." Okay, and this is basically, a vision given to Obadiah by Yahweh Shem by the most by Yahweh. Okay, concerning Esau. And today Esau Edom would be the so-called white man, and which is speaking of Babylon the Great. All right, and it reads, "We have heard a rumor from Yahweh. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle." Okay, and that rumor means message. Okay, so when it reads, "We have heard a rumor," there's a message from Yahweh. An ambassador is sent among the heathen, which is going into Esau Edom, Babylon the Great. And it says, "Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle," right? Because, these heathen nations understand that what Esau Edom does, who he is as who they are as a nation, all of the wickedness that comes with dealing with these people, this nation of people, which are the elites and stuff. Okay, so and when you go into that word ambassador, that's someone who's a representative, that's being represented, to talk and deliver the message, with the other nations. All right. Verse 2, and it reads, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen." Okay, and that's going into Esau Edom. When you go into that word small, it's going into insignificant. All the other nations, when it comes through childbearing and all of those things, they have a lot of people. Like China, they have 1 billion people in their country and things like that. It's just that Esau Edom has that blessing, compared to the rest of the heathen. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, so Esau is dwelling in his blessing by living by the sword, and this is why the heathen they are greatly despised by the heathen, is because how he go about doing things, conquering and colonizing, putting up dictators, in their country when Esau want to take their resources. All right. And that's the way this devil operates. So he, try to find a victim out of there and acting like he going over there to be a hero when all he wanted, was their resources. So this is him fulfilling, the prophecy about him living out the fatness of the earth. Okay. So this is part of why they despise, Esau Edom. And they read again, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Okay. And again, because of what they do, Esau Edom has broke all of the peace treaties, his anything that his dealings with the other countries, Esau will break them, and he don't care, and he understand that what his position is. Okay, but although the heathen are greatly despising them, they with them as well, because all of the nations having a part to play in our downfall and captivity, because they know they get to thrive as well. You see, but in spite of them thriving, they also greatly despise when it comes to this devil. All right, they despise him. You see, verse 3, and it reads, the pride of thine heart, which is his mind, had deceived thee. So, Esau Edom, is being deceived because he's being proud. Okay, again, he has the earth is given to him. He understands that he's after Jacob's blessing. Okay, so while the other nations are on a low level thinking of just want to live okay, they're not being wicked like this devil, although they wouldn't mind having us in captivity as well. Esau Edom, he take things too far. He likes to see blood. He's a destroyer. Okay, he's the border of wickedness. Okay, according to Malachi 1:4, everywhere he go, this man brings destruction, death, bloodshed. All right. And it reads again, the pride of thine mind had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. All right. And that's right now today. If you look at the buildings, if you go into the you go pull up that word Petra, which talks about the Edomites. It goes into, you can see how that's where you get the caveman from, where you can see how the same buildings that you see today are the same buildings that you saw in Petra. Okay, and this is where you get cave dwellers from. All right, and then when they make these high-rise buildings, it's no difference. You go downtown in a state capital, you're gonna see those same type of buildings that even also in ancient Rome, the Romans, you saw them, and today is the revised Roman Empire today as well. You see, and it says, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his mind, who shall bring me down to the ground? And he's absolutely right, because he understands his blessing that was given unto him, that he was going to live by the sword, which is his military might. Okay, there's no one that will be able to take Esau Edom down except for the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, when he returned. And that's the way that this movie was set up. Okay, that he was going to lead the way, and these other nations were in cahoots with him. Okay, to see our downfall, because they thrive with us being in captivity. All right, these other heathen nations. And he reads again, "Who shall bring me down to the ground?" And this is him proud, uh, uh, in that mindset, because even DJ, the leader of Babylon the Great, the other day, he was talking about how there was no other nation that could have pulled off what they did in bombing Iran. Okay? And, he's absolutely right, because of his blessing, being blessed with the sword and living by the sword and inheriting the fatness of the earth. Okay? And how was he going to do that and accomplish that? That was through his blessing, which is the sword. Okay? His military might. All right? So, in spite of that, Esau is saying, well, who can bring me down? Who's big enough? Who's bad enough? Who's tough enough to compete with me? All right? And there's really no other nation, outside the Edomites that can bring him down. Although, Russia, they upset with him as well. Okay? And which is part of prophecy that's going to bring them down. They're still Edomites, okay? So this is just a divided kingdom that's taking place of, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai working the minds of the kings to do the will of the Most High. So that's what's happening right now today. That's why all of this stuff is going down and brewing. Although it reads, "Who shall bring me down to the ground?" In verse 4, and it reads, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou," Salakia, verse 4 again, "though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said Yahweh." Okay? And this is going into his, Space Force, all right? His Air Force and Space Force, his military, okay? He got the satellites and stuff in the atmosphere, looking down, surveilling everything. He wants to be like the Most High, okay? And that's why he's proud, because he feel like, hey, our military, the sword we have, he exalts himself like an eagle. When the eagle come down to attack the prey never know that it's coming. Death is coming. And this is a blessing that's given to Esau Edom by the Most High. Okay? So he's, verse 4 again, we read, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thyself among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said Yahweh." And that's what's going to, when Yahweh shall return, this place is going to be brought down and desolate. All right? You see? So, again, this is Esau near his peak. Okay? He's almost at the height of his blessing. Okay? And that's going to be the NWO, New World Order, and the MOTB. So, World War III is brewing. We in these prophecies. Take heed and continue to watch out. Continue to do the work. And I'm speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true Hebrew Israelites. I'm speaking towards the chosen and the elect. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. Shalom.